你们好. Today we're going to take a look at Pinyin spelling rules. It's also listed in your textbook on page 6. Rule number 1. 规则一. If there's no initial consonant before E, the simple final, E is written as a semi-vowel E. 比如说, ya becomes ya as there's no other initial before the E. Ye becomes ye. Yao becomes yao. Yo, remember that yo is abbreviation of E-O, yo, the O here is omitted. However, when you change the E from the semi-vowel to the semi-vowel E, the O has to be put back. So you cannot omit the O anymore. Yen becomes yen. Yang, yang. Also, if you have a E, yin, or yung, without any initial, we have to add a E before. E becomes E, ing becomes ing, and yung becomes yung. 规则二, Rule 2. If there's no initial consonant before U, we need to add a E and drop the 2 dots on the top. So if U is by itself, we add a alien. Remember, E is one of the 4 aliens. We have GTC and E. So when you add a E before, we have to drop the 2 dots. Yuan becomes yuan, we add a E and drop the dots. Yue becomes yue. Yun becomes yun. 规则三, Rule number 3. U becomes a U if there's no other initial before U. Therefore, wa becomes wa. Y, y. Wan, wan. Wang, wang. Wei, wei. Wen, wen. Weng, weng. Wo, wo. Similar to E, when U is by itself, we add a U, a semi-vowel U, to complete the form. 规则四, Rule number 4. Wen is written as a on if it's preceded by another initial. For example, to on tong, dong, nong, long. Without any initial, it's written as wen, u-en, wen. 规则五, Rule number 5. In order to avoid confusion, an apostrophe is used to separate 2 syllables with connecting vowels. For example, 女儿, as we can see here, R has no initial. So in order to avoid confusion, we put here an apostrophe to separate the 2 words. 女儿 means daughter. Again, this is 西安 here. It indicates it's 2 words. Otherwise, without it, we could have mistaken it as 西安, 西安, 西安. Xi'an is actually a city in China. It's where the terracotta warriors are. Sometimes, an apostrophe is also needed when there are confusion even if the 2 syllables are not connected by vowels. For example, fang, ai. If you put the tones on it, it's fang, ai. Fang ai means to hinder. Without the apostrophe, if we have no apostrophe, you can also read it as fang gai, which means nothing. Here, this is fang an. Without the apostrophe, it's fan gan, which doesn't mean anything.